Hey, Todd, let's get cracking. I'm not even gonna hold up any longer, putting you through my spiel. Let's just get started. What's the theme of today's session? I'm tapping into your book of life, your Akashic record, and I am going to stream your life through me like Netflix for what you need to know right now. We are pulling up anything that is, what is the word I'm looking for? I was thinking about all the stuff that is like blocking your path right now, but it's like what you're building towards also, what you're reaping and sowing. That's what I'm going to go with. So, what is the theme of today's session for Todd? And I'm looking at your photo and your name over here because I don't want to say your full name on here, but you know, what is the theme of the message today for Todd? Ooh, and I freaking knew it was going to be some weird shit with you. I don't know why I'm acting like I can't cuss. Oh, because I'm working on not cussing. The pursuit of being better, right? It's like cussing is the only thing I have left. Don't take it from me, but maybe I'll find like better words. I had a course teacher who was heavily Christian, right? He would never use curse words. When he got mad, he'd be like, "Good night." And it used to take me out. Cause like, bro, it's not that serious. But now I'm thinking about it. Like, God ain't gonna let you up there if you doing all that because it throws off the balance of A, B, C, D, whatever. So good night. The mystery is what came up for yours. This is about your spidey senses, all that weird stuff that we only inbox each other about. That's what this is. Awareness of your gifts is coming up as the theme for today. There's something you need to know about the other side. I'm feeling extremely vocal today. Like I need to sing. As soon as I get done this reading, I'm going to sing in between another session, right? So I won't be like breaking out into musicals during somebody's session. Let's see what gifts are coming alive, what's being activated. That is definitely the vibe I just got. There's a level up in your stuff. Have you been practicing spellcasting on your own? If not, it's you're manifesting that you're becoming aware of how it plays out. This is about your third eye chakra and your crown. Interesting. I've never had a session like this. So what gifts are being developed for Todd at this time? What gifts are being developed? My mom was just like knowing stuff you know you had no business knowing, but it's just like things that like you didn't ask for that info. I can relate. I understand that. But and then look, the first card that popped out was activation. Your gifts are coming in. But like these are gifts that at first your radar, what I'm getting is first your radar was picking up on maybe like friends or family members, or if like a parent or a sibling or something was sick, you'd be like, "Hey, you good?" Just out of nowhere. And they'd be like, "Actually, my throat," or something like that. You were just picking up locally, working on your radar. This is expanding. This is getting bigger. This is about your Neptune, your 12th house, your Neptunian gifts, which are gifts of consciousness, and connect back to that. What's the word I said? What the hell is this chakra? Your crown chakra. Your crown chakra. So any blockages you had around getting messages outside of what you just looked for answers for is what this is turning into. It's not just going to be you ask something and it comes to you or you get like pings around you. This is you getting information, you waking up with stuff that you did not ask for, but you know, and you know it's real. Healing. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. And it's going to have to do with your job going forward. Like whatever job that you have, these new skills are going to help you be better at that because these were blocked from you previously. You just passed in some way, shape, or form a checkpoint, and it's going to be represented in your chart. Do I have your chart? Let me see. You know I can't resist. I must know. I had somebody else's thing up on my screen, but this is like your checkpoint. You passed it. You did good. You showed that you will not. No, I don't have you saved on here. So we totally need to get into that one day. So your gifts were banned from you for some reason. That's over. And it's going to make a big change in your career. Like it's a cheat sheet, pretty much, that you're going to be using to climb the ladder in whatever field that you are in. But it looks like something is being activated in your relationship too because of these gifts. So let's see. Here we go again. It's some discomfort that is coming about in your relationship because of these gifts. So what is this discomfort here? What is this discomfort showing up in his partnership? It's like a hurdle that needs to be overcome in order for you to fully step into these gifts. Is your partner not as on board with this? It's like there are pieces of yourself, your sacrifices, parts of your spiritual journey, or maybe you wanting to advance in certain ways that you are not doing because of the relationship you're in. It's absolutely sacrificing your growth. And it's like you don't even recognize, or maybe that person doesn't recognize that it hurts you to not be able to fully be yourself. Because a part of yourself now just knows shit. You're not the same person you were before. Oh my goodness, feelings. I am feeling them a lot. So the discomfort here is you're changing, you're growing. And maybe your partner is afraid of where you're growing. Oh my goodness, the video I did today. I don't know. Check and see if that video is for you. It was for a guy. And it was for a guy working up his career ladder. This just made me so sad. It's like your partner possibly, they're not saying to you that they feel left behind, or they feel left out, or they feel some sort of way because maybe their gifts aren't developing the same way, or they're not going through the process with you. But something about your joy during this process makes them feel alienated. But it made me feel sad, but like sad for both parties. Because the sadness from you is the fact that you really thought that like you were going through this thing and it's really great, and you come like, it's when a kid has like a project from school, they come home and they're like, look, mom, but the mom's like, that's nice, sweetie. Like that energy. Or even when you have like a best friend and y'all both have like different crushes on guys, and your crush ends up writing you back and that person gets rejected, and they're like, that's awesome. Like they want to be happy for you, but they're looking for their own shine too. So now I gotta pull from the love oracle. So I hate that. We're all awakening in our own process, but I guess it does cause a little bit of a disconnect, because that's what this feels like, a little bit of a disconnect, a small hump, static on your station. So what does Todd need to know about his relationship at this time? What do you need to know? Because this is like relationship and career coming up the strongest here. And it's all based on the fact that your whole internal composition is changing. Okay, so y'all need I don't want to say a break, but y'all need a moment so that this can go the long run. It feels like it already has been, but there's some healing that needs to take place. Maybe some codependence. And that's the issue with why you growing is causing alienation. Not even had to use the word alienation or anything, but that's what it is. It's like there's a block. Like all the pieces were there, and then stuff started changing. And don't you feel bad for the fact that the universe tapped you on the shoulder and said, soldier up, time to go, right? That's not your fault at all. But it seems like y'all may have had a certain way that your relationship works, and this is how it goes. And you showing any signs of doing anything different is triggering. And it could be on your end because you are sort of diminishing yourself because you recognize the other person is a little uncomfortable with some things, however this is playing out. You're holding back some of yourself, some of the parts that you would love to share because you're so excited about this process. And that person is desperately clinging to the version of you that you used to be in a codependent way. So this needs time, like progress and growth. are coming here. A healing phase. And this is going to require a lot of conversation. A lot. Because yeah, no, the relationship absolutely came up. Just some progress, some time to work on. It's okay for you guys to still be individuals and understand you're not leaving each other behind just because new things are coming up. Opening your heart is important. Are y'all on a break? Are y'all in a relationship but feeling like you're on a break? It's just something that it feels like the air is still, like the tension in the room could cut a knife, be cut with a knife is but that's just the energy of the relationship and unspoken words. But speaking from both of your hearts would definitely be the remedy here. Because of the pattern of codependency that came up. Anything that looks like it's about to shake, which all have already developed and got comfortable in over time, is going to trigger that abandonment wound is coming up. Somebody has a huge abandonment wound. One's avoidant, one's anxious, maybe. It feels like you're more the avoidant because you're not bringing up the fact that you notice your partner is a little different lately. Can't put your finger on it. Love is still there. It still looks like it's going well, but you're like, never noticed this trait about that person before. Because you're picking up on new stuff. You're picking up on little stuff like eye rolls, ear itches, just a little change in their energy when you mention certain stuff. And that shit hurts. Just like, oh, ooh, didn't know that was in there, is what I'm deeply feeling here. But on the other side of that, the sun, this is things coming together. This is the return of warmth and mutuality is the word I want to say. Now, your career, the fact that your gifts are going to be used in your career is what just got me. Let's pull on that. What is the energy here? Because very rarely do I ever have a love reading that doesn't turn into a full love reading. Never had a gifts reading by card. I can look in your chart and tell you exactly how your gifts work and how to attune them, but it's never come up like this. I just did my hair all crazy. So what does Todd need to know about his career and the changes coming up in his career? Healing your, don't want to fuck up. What is this chakra? Sacral. Healing your sacral, your door to your value, your self-worth, your feminine energy. This is so weird, but it's like you're feminine. The feminine inside of you, I mean, the lover, but like the lover girl. There's a tenderness that comes here, but it's like a tenderness that you thought was a weakness maybe at some point. So there was some damage, absolutely, to your sacral, right? That's your creativity, that's your passion, that's part of your sexual stuff also. But it's Archangel Ariel. You know who Ariel is? The angel of love. So even the work stuff connects to the love stuff. So that avoidant thing I was talking about, like maybe you don't like to poke a hornet's nest, even if you realize there's something wrong. You might say something like, hey, it's something wrong. But if you hear a no, you're not going to chase it down or hunt it down or dig it down, even though you know intuitively something is off. That has to do with that sacral chakra. That's about to get worked on because it's blocking you from full access to your heart. And the access to your heart is what's going to allow you to step forward in your career like you want to. It's sort of like, in some ways, and I'm not sure if it's unconscious for you, there is a fear of being your most successful because you know what it's going to cause getting there. And this is even in regards to how much time it's going to take you putting into doing what you actually want to do. Because you haven't been fully doing that. You've been like, but the energy that is coming through is going to give you a new revitalization, like in your purpose. And that in itself can make the people that you are close to feel alienated. Oh, ooh. It's like when I always have examples. You need examples. You're a parent and you're cleaning the kitchen and your kid wants to help, but you don't want them to mess up anything. So you like give them a little fake vacuum, like, here, baby, vacuum while mommy does this so you can help me. And then you look over at them, you're like, good job. Even though they're not helping you at all, but you just gave them something to make them feel like they're a part of what you're doing. That's what it feels like you need to do here. And it sucks, but when you love people, you do that. But don't diminish yourself. You don't do that when you love yourself. You're saying, this is me. This is me at full capacity. I'm going to keep growing, baby. The universe is not done with me yet. I can't do anything about that. But if you love me as the base person, love me for who I'll grow into, and know that me growing does not mean I am going to leave you behind or look at you differently or treat you differently, because that has not come up here at all. But people's reactions to you based upon their own insecurities are causing you blockages. So you're trying to get to this. You're trying to ascend. You're trying to get the hell up out of this game. You want to do your duty and be done in this life. You would preferably like to do that with your partner. Your partner, I feel like they need to find something they love or that they're as enthralled with as you are about to be in your career and your purpose, so that you don't get thwarted from doing what you need to do because of feelings. They need to find their little vacuum, because you know the vacuums make that little clucking noise because they're not real. They just bounce balls around. But maybe there's something else your partner can find that sparks them up, because that codependency comes up, and that usually only happens when somebody doesn't feel like they have a major purpose outside of their relationship. Although that abandoned wound that person has, they come up. It would still help if they felt like they were thriving or doing something that they can pour their energy into as well, so that y'all could have mutual conversations like, hey, I did this today. Hey, I did this today. That's great. Let's go do it. That's what the energy should be there. You should never have to worry about your partner being sad because you told them about your awesome day and then you can't get none. That is not how this should go. So I'm going to pull now from the Dark Goddess deck for which goddess is going to be assisting you as you embrace these new gifts. Hold on, can I find out what gifts are coming through? Is that a challenge, Todd? So hold on, before I close out with the Dark Goddess, let's see what's being released first, and then I want to know what gifts coming in. That's what I just got, like, you needed to know. So what will Todd be releasing to make room for his new spiritual gifts? What will he be releasing? Any attachments that tell you you can't. Any attachments that make you compartmentalize yourself, because this is fragmentation and hiding your true self. This means, what is that term? Code switching, where you're one person here, like, you know, this person doesn't like A, B, and C, and D, so you have to be this person here, and then you got to be another person there because you know this person doesn't like that. It's like you're very considerate of other people, but it's making you hide your true self. So what's going to happen is these two energies, these two versions of self, one that's hiding self and the other one is sort of like peeking out a little bit, are going to come into one and face forward. You're going to be one person around everybody else. Oh, look, I was able to find your gifts through here. Look at God. You're going to stay true in your consciousness. You're going to let it be your guide, regardless of how that person's signal feels. Your signal will be stronger than the energy that they are pushing towards you. Because what was happening before is you were picking up on how people feel, just like empathetically. So there's something like with your Cancer placements or your fourth house moon stuff that's coming up. You were picking up on other people's feelings innately, but it was making you sort of turn your radar a little bit just so you could be comforting to them, because it is your emotional basis. You were being a comfort to other people, but it was deterring to yourself. That's what this parasite is. It's like there's other people's shit that was hanging on you, stopping you from being yourself. That's what's being released. And that's going to be quite a change for you. There are going to be some moments, it feels like, when you're going to like kick your own ass or feel bad, like, oh, am I being too harsh? But you're putting up boundaries. boundaries on anybody telling you who you need to be, which is something you can't feel sorry for. I mean, it's going to come up, but it's like it was taking away from your true value, which was affecting your career and your relationships and your happiness in life in general, because you weren't, it's like you were a tree in a potted plant carrier thingy. There was no more room. Your roots couldn't grow, and it was going to cause your tree to die. So whatever call you gave out to the universe, it got answered by expansion, but expansion into the unknown. You reached for answers to mysteries, and they greeted that ass at the door. So I'm closing out for which dark goddess will be guiding. That's interesting, and I'm gonna keep it because that feels right. But that so all right, I see you, universe. I love how it doesn't matter. What happens is like everything here is it's coded. You know how the Matrix they're typing in there like Neo is fighting now, and they could see what it was. I feel like even when you drop a card, when a car goes by you too fast, all that shit is in the code, because literally what just popped up is hubris, which is ego. But this is you developing a bigger ego, a more solid sense of self, right? But it's stemming from curiosity, Pandora's box, you opening up your gifts, you being willing to try new things without your fear of other people's perception, without your fear of your own perception. Sometimes it feels like you scare the fuck out of yourself. And maybe you don't even tell anybody you scare yourself because you're like, but testing out your gifts. You might have the gift of mediumship. Check that 8th house in your Scorpio stuff. But it ends with Sekhmet, empowerment. No more holding yourself back. It's like that feminine in you, that feminine intuitiveness. And your sacral is the your womb, your energetic womb is coming online. You're tapping into feelings and currents outside of yourself, and that's going to be a big change in your personality. I'm feeling like, I don't want to say monk, but it just feels like suddenly you're very zen, very flow. Because at first you sort of had to put on a for other people. Like you have a beautiful personality and people just want to be around you, but sometimes they pull from that because you're just such a giver. So in this case, you're taking back your power. Or how about this? You're finally getting the chance to see how powerful you are so that you can do what you need to do and be happy in your own life. Main character energy on the way. So thank you for your patience. I'm so happy I got to do this today.